Documents gathered by the Intercept contain new findings that the Wuhan University Center for Animal Experiment and Wuhan Institute of Virology, along with their collaborator like the United States-based nonprofit EcoHealth Alliance, have engaged in what the United States government defines as gain-of-function research of concern, which intentionally making viruses more pathogenic or transmissible to study them, despite stipulations from a United States funding agency that the money not be used for that purpose. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. Scientists who work under a 2014 NIH grant to the EcoHealth Alliance to examine bat coronaviruses joined the genetic component from a parent coronavirus known as WIV1 with other viruses. The scientists twice submitted findings from their work that concludes that when in the lungs of any genetically engineered mice, about 3 altered bat coronaviruses at times reproduced quickly than the initial original virus on which they were based. These altered viruses were also noticed to be more pathogenic, with one of them causing the mice to reduce in size and lose significant weight. The researchers stated that these results demonstrate varying pathogenicity of SARSr-CoVs with varying spike proteins in humanized mice. But the conditions of the grant clearly showed that the funding could not be utilized for gain-of-function experiments. The grant criteria also required that the researchers immediately report any potentially harmful results, and end their experiments pending any further NIH review. According to both the NIH and EcoHealth Alliance, the findings were given to the agency, but NIH determined that procedures and rules designed to prevent gain-of-function research did not apply. The Intercept consulted about 11 scientists who are both experts and virologists, and also work in adjacent fields holding a range of views on both the COVID-19 origins search and the ethics of gain-of-function research. 7 of the scientists said that the work seems to meet NIH's criteria for gain-of-function research. One specified that the findings and in-depth experiment absolutely does not meet the bar for gain-of-function research. You can't predict that these viruses would be more pathogenic, or even pathogenic at all in people, Angela Rasmussen stated, who happens to be a virologist with the Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization at the University of Saskatchewan. They also did not study transmissibility at all in these experiments. This means that some of the scientists did not look at critical issues like whether the viruses could widely spread across a population. 3 of the professionals said that, while they did not have adequate knowledge of United States policies to comment if the research met NIH criteria, the in-depth experiment which involves humanized mice was totally and unnecessarily risky. One of the virologists, Vincent Ricaniello, an expert and a professor of microbiology and immunology at Columbia University, stated that while he considered the mouse experiment explained in the document to fall into the gain-of-function category, he never saw it as problematic. You can do some kinds of gain-of-function research that then has unforeseen consequences and may be a problem, but that's not the case here, said Ricaniello. Robert Kessler, communications manager for EcoHealth Alliance, stated and denied that the procedures and criteria on the humanized mice met the definition of gain-of-function research. Kessler continued by saying that bat viruses are not likely pandemic pathogens because a bat virus is not known to be able to infect humans. This proposal justified the work on WIV1 by stating that it is not a select agent, referring to some closely scrutinized toxins and biological agents that tend to pose a serious threat to public health, and has not been shown to cause human infections, and is not transmissible between humans. But the group's bat coronavirus research specializes in the big threat that many bat viruses pose to humans. Kessler, however, acknowledges that, while the main bat coronavirus and the findings did not widely spread among people, the research was structured to gauge how bat coronaviruses could evolve in a way as to infect humans. All but 2 of the experts and scientists consulted believe that, whatever title it is called, the recent public experiment raised severe concerns about the effectiveness and safety as well as oversight of federally funded research. In my opinion, the debate about the definition of gain-of-function has been too much focused on technical aspects, Jacques Van Helden stated, who happens to be a professor of bioinformatics at Aix-Marseille Université. The big question is whether or not research and findings tend to create or facilitating the selection process of viruses that might infect people. The findings described in the proposal do have that potential, he said. Elizabeth Dietrich, NIH spokesperson, stated that the agency had examined the research and has decided not to restrict the research under its own rules. In 2016, NIAID determined that the work was not subject to the gain-of-function (GOF) research funding pause and the subsequent HHS-PACO framework, Dietrich stated, referring to procedures put in place in 2017 to guide the agency's funding choices about research that involves potential pathogenic pathogens or is reasonably anticipated to involve potential pandemic pathogens. Republicans and members of Congress have alleged, without enough evidence, that gain-of-function research in Wuhan triggered the coronavirus pandemic. As one of inquiry into the origins of the deadly pandemic, they have twice grilled Fauci in Congress on his stand as the NIAID director.
Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
In a heated dialogue in July, Republican Senator Rand Paul accused Fauci of telling lies when he stated that the NIH did not fund gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Professionals now say that the document allows the contention that NIH-funded gain-of-function works, however, not in the particular instance where Paul alleged it. There's no question, said Ricaniello, of Columbia University, who addressed the low weight of the mice infected with the chimeric viruses that were explained in the research summaries sent to NIH. From the weight loss, it's gain-of-function. Tony Fauci is not right saying it's not. But the entire documents do not justify Paul's claim that Fauci was telling lies, as they do not make known whether Fauci read them. Nor do they in any way approve Paul's allegation that Fauci
responsibility for 4 million people dying around the world from a pandemic,
or that people intentionally caused COVID-19 infections. What is obvious is that many program officers at NIAID, the agency that Fauci heads, actually know about the findings and research. A statement describing the findings, as well as two crucial figures illustrating its results, were stated in both a 2018 progress report about the bat coronavirus grant, and an application for its 2019 renewal. And NIH stated that it reviewed them. NIH has never approved any research that would make a coronavirus more dangerous to humans, the agency said in a statement, echoing remarks by Collins, the NIH director, posted to its website in May. The research we supported in China, where coronaviruses are prevalent, sought to understand the behavior of coronaviruses circulating in bats that have the potential to cause widespread disease. Similar research funded by NIH had aided in the development of vaccines against the coronavirus, the statement continued. Fauci, who happens to be the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, which is associated with the NIH, said that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Ebright said, the documents make it obvious that assertions by the NIAID director, Anthony Fauci, and the NIH director, Francis Collins did not support gain-of-function findings or potential pandemic pathogen enhancement in Wuhan are untruthful. GOF research entails modifying a particular biological agent, for instance, a virus, so that it becomes more effective and active. For clear reasons, GOF research on coronavirus or influenza has been the subject of substantial scrutiny, by the NIH's admission, as it tends to make the virus more harmful to humans. Not all GOF research is absolutely dangerous. Some types of GOF research, for example, modify. The big question now is whether this effort on humanized mice constitutes GOF research on a coronavirus, that would eventually make it more harmful to humans. Thank you guys for watching.